I'd say the experience in the US is not nearly as good as the experience in Europe with the restructuring process. Simply because in Europe it started as government-owned companies that were monopolies, whereas in the United States we had privately owned companies that were regulated at the state level, and that regulatory process was pretty effective at controlling costs. Whereas in the case of the European countries, the state-owned companies were probably not as effective at controlling costs. So what happened in the Europe was both the introduction of competition as well as the privatization process, which I think were two sources of potential efficiency gains, whereas in the US it was just simply introducing market mechanisms into industries where you had privately owned firms. And in many instances, these firms were able to make a lot of money, which means consumers did not benefit as much as they might. So I think that's the fundamental difference, is the starting point in the US versus Europe. You're never going to achieve perfection, and so you must recognize that a process of continuous improvement is necessary. And how that, and I think the markets around the world that have been the most successful are the ones that have recognized that. Is rather than taking the view that says, I've restructured, all is well, it's going to work great, I think is where you get the problems. But the places where they say, look, the regulatory process needs to evolve as the market evolves to address the issues that arise, and I think are the ones that have been most successful. And the other part that I'd say is particularly important is having in place a good, thorough market monitoring process, where you're kind of, simplest way to describe it would be is you're looking at data from the market, monitoring the vital signs of the market, and making the appropriate changes in the regulations and market rules that are necessary to improve the performance of the market.